for me, as someone who has never been to the Amazon basin, nonetheless, I feel it. I am deeply entangled with its life because, of course, every one of us is informed by and deeply influenced by the presence and the activity of that outrageously wild and complex forest, the Amazon. It seems to me that in many ways, when we speak of the body, this two-armed, two-legged form, the nose and ears and eyes, that this is just our smaller body. And the earth is our larger flesh, our vaster body, this huge spherical metabolism in which our own individual lives are embedded and entangled. The Amazon is surely one of the most vital organs of this spherical physiology we call Earth, or Gaia, or Terra, or Earth, this breathing mystery that is this biosphere, this breathing planet. And yet, like any physiology, like any body, like our own body, there are multiple organs. I have my kneecaps and my genitals and my ears and inner eardrum, my lungs, my stomach. Surely the Amazon rainforest is one of the most vital organs of this planetary physiology. Many people today have recognized that whatever else the Amazon is, it is in many ways the lungs of this breathing biosphere. What is interesting is that if the people who live in each part of the planet really believe and act as though their form of culture should be the same as that in every other continent, in every other place, it would be as if the cells in my lungs felt that they should act just like the cells in my stomach or the cells in my kidney. If they started to actually behave in the same way, my whole body would fall apart. And I would die quite quickly. The idea that the culture or form of society that people live in here in Great Britain should be just the same form of society that we practice where I live in northern New Mexico, or the same as that in New York, which is in the Hudson River estuary, or in California. This is really crazy because the Earth's organs, her tissues, are so diverse and different from one another. Each place, each bioregion of this planet calls for and asks for a different modality, a different style of culture that is deeply tuned to and informed by the particular qualities and wildness, the more than human community of beings that live in that place and that practice and go about their lives in that region. And this is different in every part of the planet. Each place, its own pulse, its own rhythm, its own style of life. And human culture has to listen and learn from and adapt itself to the call and the cry and the needs of its particular terrain. The Amazon is holy. It is sacred. It is sometimes important to recognize that it is not just the lungs of the planet, that it is a vast sentience, a living, breathing mind into which one steps when we enter into the forest. One steps inside a complex intelligence, much more complex than anything we can fathom or figure out with our much smaller mind. It is intelligent, awake, and deeply learned and wise. And indeed, we must do everything in our power to help our fellow citizens to recognize this magic that is the Amazon, and to help others fall in love, fall utterly in love outward with the land itself, and with the forest, and with all of the beings who inhabit this forest, and compose this wild woodland. So, for me, the Amazon is the very body of magic, filled with meaning, in every tree, in every root, in the call of each animal, but even just in the air between the trunks of these huge trees. Something is drifting, a kind of sacred meaningfulness that we are recklessly endangering today by cutting these trees, by clearing the forest, by developing these lands strictly for our human purposes. We are robbing the earth, our larger body, of its integrity, of its health, of its intelligence.